it's going to be a tax, and as the Republicans have said, that it's going to cost jobs and send jobs overseas. It's very hard to tell because they're still trading what the fair criticism is. Nobody really knows how this is going to work, but the bottom line is that the CBO forecasted that it would be a tax or cost about $170 per family. And that was far less of a cost per family than most people had expected. So that helped push the bill along in the final analysis. But others in the Republican camp are suggesting that it is going to be far more of a tax. John Boehner is calling it cap and tax, not cap and trade. No one really knows because no one has ever really put this into effect, how it is going to work, and it's going to be a far different bill by the time it gets through the Senate, if it does even get through the Senate.
Mike Barnacle?
Andrea, Harold Ford is here, and Harold, you served in the House of Representatives. One of the things that bothers me, not about this bill, and I think bothers a lot of people, is they say this is going to create all sorts of new jobs in new industries. I've never met anybody who gets a new job in one of these new industries that Congress says is going to be created. What's the story on this stuff?
I think two things, and Andrea touched on it very well. One is the name. The fact that the bill is referred to in the House and now the Senate as a cap and trade bill does not serve the White House well. I think the points that were made by Ms. Browner in the last segment were all strong points. They have to be emphasized and amplified more. The idea of jobs, when you look at what Congress did in the early 90s when they passed the balanced budget, many people thought that the Republicans warned that would cause jobs to be lost cause, businesses to close down. None of that happened. We created 22 million jobs in the 90s. To Ms. Browner's point, remember the president stood with CEOs of major industrial companies who pledged their support for this bill because they believe new innovation, new technology would produce new jobs and new profits for their companies. That message has to be pounded and pounded and pounded. If cap and trade remains the title of the bill, I want this bill to pass. It won't go very far in the Senate. You've got to change it to an energy security, energy freedom, reducing dependence on foreign oil, then creating jobs and new opportunities. Cap and trade's a loser.
Harold is absolutely right.
Andrea, well, Harold is always absolutely right. He's a professor.